Abba-dabby dude! The following video was recorded in late 2019, several months before the current COVID-19 health crisis. This one's been waiting editing for some time, so I've decided to release it in the hopes that some Scottish scenery will remind people that better times lie ahead. No further road trip videos will be released until after the UK lockdown. Stay home, protect the NHS, save lives. Hi there, this is Abba-dabby dude, welcome back. And it's a road trip today. And quite big news for the channel today. First video ever in 4K. So the channel from here on, the audio hasn't improved, I can tell you that much. From here on in, all my videos will be in 4K, which I'm quite pleased about. So yeah, today's road trip, where are we off to? Well, it's turned out I was expecting today to be a horrible rainy day. The forecast was lousy, frankly. We've had some really cold weather all week, and I kind of thought we'd got to the end of road trip weather, really. But this weekend, as it turns out, it's been, suddenly the forecast, although it was awful, was wrong. And today is quite nice. I mean, it's grey, you know, it's not exactly sun splitting the trees bikini weather, but it's yeah, it's nice, it's dry, it's not windy, and we got 12 degrees in temperature at the moment. So yeah, it's a nice day for a trip. So we have decided, it's not quite as well planned as my usual road trips, but we have decided to go to there's a shop, believe it or not, called the House of Bruar, which my wife's wanted to go to for ages. It's near Pitlochrie, and we decided we were going to go there today. And just behind the House of Bruar, there's waterfalls, the Falls of Bruar. Not very inventive with the names, but the Falls of Bruar are there, which I thought would be nice to go for a walk to the Falls of Bruar, take you with us and show you them. I have no idea if they're spectacular waterfalls or just a wee dribble. I'm honestly not sure, but that's what we're doing today. Now the road trip involves heading up towards the east, so we skirt around the edge of Glasgow, head up towards Perth area, past Auchterarder, and then up to Pitlochrie, and then to the House of Bruar. I think I'm right in saying, off the top of my head, I suddenly can't remember, but I think it's after Pitlochrie, just a few miles. So that's the idea. Now, usually I plan these road trips well in advance, and I put loads and loads of effort into them, but I don't know if I'm just maybe getting a bit too cocky and a bit blasé, but this time I've winged it a bit. I mean, I say winged it, that's a relative term, you know. I mean, I've still, you know, I'm not that mad. I've still done my little spreadsheet, but you'll notice there's a lot less points on it. The last 4 columns here are actually just empty columns. I haven't done as many waypoints. Basically, the trip is about 280 miles, 270, 280 miles, I think. So we obviously need to charge, which we will. Now, on the way there, there's I must check how to pronounce this. There's an Engenie charger, Engenie, one of them, the orange and blue ones. There's one of them at a Marston's pub. So we'll stop there, and we might be able to grab a bite of lunch there, actually. So we're going to stop there on the way there, because it's really tight. To get to the House of Bruar and back to that charger is 200 miles. And really, I'm not interested in cutting it that fine. So we'll stop for a really short charging stop on the way there at that Engenie. I'm going to do this a lot. And then I think we only need about 15-20 minutes to get up to 90% again. So we'll do that, then go to the House of Bruar, and then on the way back, just for variety, I mean, the logical and sensible thing to do would be to stop at that same orange and blue charger again. I'm going to stop saying it. That same orange and blue charger again. But I thought that might be a bit boring. So there's a new charger that's just opened very recently. Oh, I've been open a little while by the time you see this, because I've got to edit it. There's another 2 road trip videos already recorded that I have to finish and publish before this one. So there's a bit of a backlog at the moment. So by the time you see this, it'll have probably been open a while, but at the moment it's fairly new. There's only one check-in on PlugShare for it. Now it's a Shell one. I've never used the Shell charger, and it's accessed through their Smooth app, SMOOV, which again I've never used, obviously, as I've never used the chargers. I've no idea if they accept contactless payment, but the orange and blue one does, so I'm going to be hopefully paying on that using my watch, and then I'll stop at the Shell one on the way back. Now, from what I've seen on PlugShare, it's an ABB charger, which I have never used before, but it is brand new. It's a new installation, so even though I think they're a fairly old style of charger, it is a new machine, so it should have new firmware, so it should be up to date. So hopefully, fingers crossed, or as we all know by now, hold thumbs as the weirdos in South Africa say, we will hopefully get a charge there. However, all's not lost, because it's actually before we get to the orange and blue one. So if it doesn't charge us, then we just continue on. It's only about 8 miles up the road to that one. We'll get a charge there. So either way, it's absolutely fine. That part of the journey is about 120 miles, so well within the car's range. So even if neither of them works, we'll be fine. And then from there, it's just a straight run home. I'm using this opportunity to do my 3-monthly deep cycle of the battery. So the plan is to run it right down on the way back. So it's down at, hopefully, I'm aiming to get it down to around about 10%. So I can then charge it straight up to 100 overnight. And that way the battery gets its deep cycle program of running it down close to 0 and then charging it right back up to 100 in one session. So that's due now. It's 3 months since I did it. So I'm going to do that today after this road trip. So it's worked out quite well in that respect as well. As I said before, temperature and weather and winds are all fine at the moment. Forecast is rain. There are grey skies, but it's supposed to have been raining already, so I'm kind of hopeful that the forecasters were just as rubbish as ever. Apologies if there's any forecasters watching, but you know it's true. So yes, that is the plan. As I say, we will probably grab a bite to eat at the Marstons on the way there. So it's a stop that isn't really a stop, if you know what I mean. And yeah, there'll be plenty of scenery. There'll be less waypoints and stuff. I'm going to talk a lot less about consumption on this trip, because, you know, if you want to be hearing loads and loads about consumption, watch some of my older road trip videos, because I go through it a lot in those. But now I'm getting more confident. I'm more comfortable with the range of the car, and because of the whole Charge Play Scotland thing, the charging stops today are actually at points where we're well within the range of the car, so we'll be nowhere near 0. So I don't need to focus on the consumption on this trip at all. If you could rely on the old Evo compact chargers, you know, my nemesis, if we could rely on those, we'd do a longer run and stop at one of those for a charge, probably in Pitlochrie. Now, I have used that before, admittedly, and it did work fine, but, you know, I don't like to rely on them for reasons which, if you go right back to my very first road trip video, you'll understand why. Or any one I've made since then, just about, to be honest. So yeah, because of that, I have to look for chargers that I'm comfortable with, chargers that I'm confident will work. And on this trip, that's the orange and blue one. Plus, I'm hoping the Shell one will be fine, but if it's not, I know I can get back to that orange and blue one. So because of that, the charging stops are at 60 miles, another 120 miles after that, You know, so both of those are so far within the range of the car that I don't need to put in loads of waypoints and keep an eye on it to make sure that I'm not, you know, consuming more than I plan to, etc, etc. I'm fairly confident on this trip I'll consume less, because I planned for 10 degrees, I planned for a 5 mile an hour headwind. That may be accurate, and of course it's a better route planner, which is generally quite conservative. However, I have manually reset the figures in a better route planner, so I've reset it so that the car uses 400 watt hours per mile, which I think is pretty much spot on at 65. So that's the reference speed that a better route planner uses to then adjust the consumption up and down in accordance with the speed limits. So yes, I have set it to 400, which I think is actually a lot closer to what I generally get than the better route planner default setting for the I-Pace, which is 413, I think it is 413. So all in all, like I say, we're not keeping an eye on it that closely, but I have made a note of what it should be when we get to the charges, just for curiosity really. Now I'm already doing a bad thing, because I said I wouldn't go above 70 and I've crept above 70 already. But as I say, because it's so far within the range, I really don't care. It'll be an extra 2 or 3 minutes at the charger if I've used a bit more. It will not result in us running out of electricity, so it's fine. So it's a much more laid back road trip today than pretty much all of the ones we've done before, to be honest, because they've all either involved a lot of Evo compacts or been, you know, getting close to the point where, you know, the charging's critical, so the consumption's important. So this one, with, you know, 2 charging stops well within the range of the car, actually makes it a very laid back trip. And then, as I say, the aim is to get home with about 10%, so we'll see how that goes. Fingers crossed that I don't underestimate and end up having to stop again for a quick zap and dash. Anyway, that's the plan for today. Please do come along for the ride, enjoy the views, and I guess the next chat we'll have will be at the orange and blue charger at the Marston's pub at Highland Gate. Oh, sorry, it's not at Highland Gate, the pub is called the Highland Gate. So I will talk to you there. In the meantime, enjoy the view. Okay, we have arrived at the blue and orange charger. I have a slight issue with my gimbal, so forgive me if I kind of lose sight of me every now and again on camera, but I'll do my best. Okay, here we are at the charger. Just in case you haven't seen one of these before, this is what they look like. As you can see, it's an E-volt charger, same as the new style ChargePlay Scotland ones, which we know work really well with the I-Pace. So, get the charging flap open and ready. Right, I'm going to try this simply. I've used these once before. If you remember, I made a complete idiot of myself the last time by messing around for ages, because I didn't realise you have to touch the touch screen first. It's in a sort of screensaver mode, which you can see there. Oh, I've just noticed that, I think, is the clue telling you that you're supposed to touch it first. Anyway, yes. So I'm going to try and pay with my Apple Watch. So at least I know how it works this time. Okay, the card's ready. You see what I mean now? You touch the screen and you get that message up. I'm going to pay with contactless payment. I'm starting my charge. Tap your card. Is it gonna work? Oh, it's that one. That's the other thing, is there's a separate payment terminal, even though the RFID tag is there. There we go, it's approved. So I then click on CCS. Oh, that's charitable. There we go, I've got the CCS in my hand now. I simply plug the car in, which is not easy with your left hand, as you can see there. We get the flashing white light. Oops, sorry, told you I would have gimbal issues. Get the flashing white light, and then we press start. Now hopefully that's a good sign, but let's check for the green light on the car. Still says it's starting. We've got blue lights on the charger, which is good. Now we just need a green light on the car. Starting may take a few minutes, you're not kidding. Here we go, come on. Do the thing. Oh, fans haven't come on, I have to say. Right, well that's a worry, because that hasn't started charging. Okay, not a good start. It's just gone straight back to the payment screen. Oops, sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. Contactless payment. Trying to start a charge. Oh dear, right, I guess what I need to do here is take out, that's what I get for being so blasé. Okay, we'll try that again. Contactless payment, start charge. What's happening? Ah. Right, now you've stopped. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, there's a big list of the errors. Well, that's enough. Come on, go away. Okay, well, even simple charging apparently isn't simple. Right, now I have to wait for this to finish. Go away. Right, thank you. Okay, we are back to the beginning once again. So, let's go for CCS. Connect your vehicle and press the start button. So if I plug in and go back up to the charger, oops, sorry, told you I was having gimbal issues. There we go, start button pressed. Now we get the blue lights on the charger. Nothing on the car. This isn't even coming on though, you know? There's no fans powering up. Yeah, I've got a feeling... I wonder if there's a problem with the charger. Yeah, I'm starting to feel... Yeah, it's starting charge error. It's giving me the option to press the retry button, which I'll do. Okay. This is not looking good. Now, starting charge error. We apologise for the inconvenience. The fans never came on, so I think this is more a charger problem. I'm going to move to the other charger, I think. That's the other good thing about this charging site. The other thing about this charging site is it has 2 chargers. That seems to me... I mean, I could just reset it to save me moving. There you go. I'm resetting it. There is a big emergency stop button on the side there, which you can press, which will reset it. And you get that message there. Oh right, sorry, you have to, I forgot. Before you can continue, you pull the button out, because it locks in. Once you pull it out, you can then press the restart button. And then, although it goes straight back to yes, on you go, you get red lights, and whenever I've done this, I always wait for the red lights, because I just think you're asking for trouble otherwise. Sorry, for the green lights. But there you go, 2 red lights. That means it's going through the reboot process. And well, there's one on the CHAdeMO. CHAdeMO always resets first. It's annoying. Yes, you can tell I've had to do this quite a lot on these chargers. And there's the CCS. Right, so before we try the other charger, let's just try this again. So we'll go for contactless payment. I want to start a charge. Tap my watch on the machine. It's been approved, so we want CCS. Now I'm doing it with my right hand, it should be a bit easier. Oh, for heaven's sake, now the car's locked. That's probably going to generate an error. But there we go. And now, if I reach across and press the start button, let's see if I've managed to... No, I haven't. Now, of course, one of the annoying things about this is that every time you do this, it blocks 29 quid on your card, and there's nothing you can do. So now I'm down... What's that? 70 something quid. Now the car's just locked itself. Sometimes that means something's happening, but not on this occasion. It's about to give me an error, but I may as well wait till the error message comes up. But yeah, that's 78 quid now blocked from my card, and that won't clear till Tuesday or Wednesday, which is, you know, it shouldn't be how this works. Oh, there we go, the reboot worked. Okay, but I am still 78 quid blocked on my card, which is annoying, but at least we're charging. So there you go. Okay, we seem to have solved all our technical problems. The gimbal seems to be working a lot better now, as you can hopefully tell. Way better than my crappy manual skills anyway. Right, we finished at the pub. Sorry, Mrs. You could just press the button, you know. She hasn't quite grasped keyless entry yet. Yeah, we've arrived back at the car now. I'll just have a look at the screen. It's not telling me much. Right, let's have a look at what the car's saying. Oh wow, the car's saying 94%, so we've gone over the target, in fact. But you know, better to have too much than not enough charge. So yeah, we will get going now. I will just go through the stopping process with you, but there's not much more to it. But let's have a look. There's the screen. So to start or stop, it was contactless payment. I want to stop my charge. I guess it's gonna ask me to tap the card again. Indeed it is. So I just get my Apple Watch and hold it up to there, and there you go. Screen, press the stop button, wait for a few minutes, and there you go. 28 kilowatt hours added, £10.11 charged. Okay, I don't need a receipt. So now it's just a fairly simple process, well hopefully, of double unlock on the car, pulling the cable out, and there you go, plugged in, back in the charger, ready for the next person. As I say, it wasn't a perfect process, that one. Had to reset the machine, which is always a bit annoying, but at least a quick reset did the job. But anyway, we will get on our way now. It was only a fairly quick stop, that, a bit longer than it needed to be because I had to mess around with the gimbal to get it to work, but not too bad. So we'll get on the road and I will talk to you, well, who knows where, somewhere though, before we get to the House of Bruar, because we may as well talk about that charging session a little bit. Okay, see you soon. So we're about halfway now between the Charger and the Falls of Bruar and the House of Bruar. So it seems like a good time to just have a catch up on that little charging session. First of all, as I mentioned there, we've done well in terms of a better route planner. That was much more accurate this time. I reckoned we'd get there with 62%. We arrived there with not sure if it was 61 or 60, but it was so close that was, you know, that was really good, especially since I did have the car in eco mode, so it wasn't completely disregarding I was going to say fuel economy, energy efficiency, but I wasn't doing like I'd programmed in, sorry if that's gone a bit wobbly, we're just going over some weird painted markings on some roadworks. I'd programmed in my usual format, which is 10% over the speed limit, except in a 70 limit where I will do 70, and that's all about energy efficiency. So that's the profile I usually program in, and I just left that in. Now this time I have not been as paranoid with the 70 limit, shall we say. So really I've probably been doing 75 most of the time on the motorway. So that easily accounts for the extra 1 or 2%. So it seems pretty accurate now, setting it to 400 watt hours per mile. Now bear in mind, don't take that as gospel for you, because your I-Pace may not have 22-inch wheels. You may drive it slightly differently. You know, who knows. But yes, that's the first thing, is the new settings. So far, that's only the first stopping point, but so far they've been pretty accurate. Second thing is the Charger. Again, it just wasn't straightforward. You know, I keep wanting to just be able to say, look, a road trip with simple charging, and weirdly, really bizarrely, the only one I've had where that has been the case was the one where we went down to England and used Ecotricity and nothing but Ecotricity, and that road trip was absolutely painless. Not a single charger problem. I mean, I did not think I would be saying that ever, but there you go. So it didn't start first time, it didn't start second time. After Tesla Model S, after the second attempt, I tried the charger reset, and that time it worked. It still took ages to get going, but it did work at least. So the charger reboot, you know, that is a useful technique to remember and be aware of. It works. Weirdly, I saw a tweet recently from Engenie, I'm doing it again, from that company, who said don't reboot the chargers because it takes them out of service, but it really doesn't. You know, they say it flags up as an engineering problem or something. I really don't care what it flags up as. It reboots and it does start, and that's twice I've had to do that with Engenie blue and orange chargers. Both times after the reboot it charged, and the first time it wouldn't charge. I've only used them twice, and both times I've had to do it. But the irritating thing is, and this is where contactless does have a weakness, is that every time you try and start it, whether it starts or not, it blocks £29 off your card. So now there's £78 blocked on my debit card for what turned out to be a £10 transaction, and they won't clear until who knows, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So, you know, not a huge deal, but it could be for some people, you know. And I guess that's a weakness of contactless payment as opposed to paying with a debit card in the app, because I don't think I might be wrong, but I don't think the ones that pay with your card via an app do any blocking of set amounts. So maybe there is a plus to it there. But then you don't get to swipe your Apple Watch, which I like doing. So yeah, that was. But the takeaway from that one was that, again, it wasn't a painless charging experience. Once it was charging, it was fine. Once I got it started, I should just have done the reboot after the first one failed, but I kind of don't like doing it unless it needs done. But hey ho, live and learn. So yeah, we were there. To be honest, like I'd said to you, I was having technical problems with the gimbal, which I have now resolved. But while I was trying to resolve them, we ended up charging to 95%, which is way more than we need. So we should, was it 94 or 95? The dashboard when I looked said 94, the charger when I looked said 95, so I think it may have just crept up to 95, like just. So yeah, we're way over where we need to be, but that just means that the charging stop on the way back will be shorter, which is a good thing. We didn't waste any time doing it because we were there for that length of time anyway. So now we just travelled to the House of Bruar. It reckons that there and back we'll use 71%, a better route planner that is, reckons it would be 71% there and back to the shell charger that we're going to use. Personally, I do feel that that's pessimistic, but we'll see. As I say, for the way up so far, well, at the one way point, it was pretty much spot on, so we will see, but I think we won't use 71%. But according to that, we should get back to the shell charger with 24% charge. Actually, that may be back to the Engenie charger, so I'll have a double check. But anyway, the point is we've got plenty. I could drive like flying at Mach 3 with my hair on fire and still have plenty of charge to get back. Name that movie. So we will press on now. There's no more charging stops obviously on the way there. I won't bore you by wandering around the shop with you, but I'll take you with us to the waterfalls once we do that bit. And yeah, I guess I will talk to you at the House of Bruar, but you'll be pleased to learn not in the House of Bruar. And then we'll go and explore the waterfalls, see what's there, and then we'll drive home again. Road trips are great. So yeah, enjoy the scenery, and I'll talk to you when we get there. Right, well, now that we've got the charging stop out the way, just got to negotiate these roadworks and do the final run up to the destination, the House of Bruar. So that seems as good a place as any to leave it for this episode. Join me for the next episode, and we'll have a wander around, see what there is to see at the House of Bruar, and find out if that waterfall was worth the journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. I'll try and answer any comments that you make. And yeah, till next time, this is Abby Dabby Dude saying so long, take care, see you soon. Bye. Abby Dabby Dude.